Hello, my name is DDubble, but you can just call me Dell, and welcome to our first ever team builder on the channel. I am super excited to bring this to you. This team builder also features my cat, which is kind of poking in a little bit on the webcam. I'm hoping she behaves, but if you do see her, just make sure to leave a comment down below saying hi, Coco. And yeah, today we are building for D-Ray, and as you can see, we have the sets on the screen as well as the matchup. This was kind of a tricky build for me in terms of, you know, the Chiyu matchup and double fairy. We've made some trades and changes on the team. I've dropped Magnezone, picked up Staraptor, and we traded one Slitherwing to Lord MV for an Iron Hands, which I'm extremely excited about because I am currently trying to work on a trade to also get Penurchin. But we're going to see how that goes. Fingers crossed we can have them for next week, but right now this is what we're working with. And as you can see, the team on the screen that D-Ray has, the Chiyu absolutely torches my team outside of Roaring Moon. So we had to play around that. Screens are really difficult for me. I was really worried about like a setup Haxorus, didnt Haxorus, and in every single mock that I ran, I got cooked by Electros and Quillfish, so that was really demoralizing. But we made adjustments, and I'm really happy with how this team turned out. There was about 4 or 5 iterations of this team. I do want to shout out Kurt, Owen, and Ant for really helping out in building this team. Brody also helped out in building this team. You guys wouldn't be able to do this without you, so thank you very much for your support. If you guys don't have support in the draft community, I highly recommend just talking with your friends, building with them. That's the best way that you can learn. It's how I've been getting better and better every single week, and even though it's not showing in the win column, I honestly think I'm playing some of the best Pokemon that I've played in a while. So yeah, let's get into it. First set, we have fully offensive Choice Banded Iron Leaves. This is here to absolutely cook almost anything off lead, outside of realistically like a Grimmsnarl. We are CC for the Orth, the Chiyu, the Blissey, the Eel. It actually Oko's max HP Eel after a Terra turn 1, which is awesome. Psyblade there as coverage into the Annihilate if it's not going to Terra. His Terra on the Annihilate this week is Ghost and Fairy. So that's also why we are teching Smart Strike. Now, you might think it's weird to have Smart Strike when I could just click Psyblade. The fact that there's a Grimmsnarl there, and I don't always want to take the drops that Close Combat give after you click it, means that Smart Strike kind of lends itself to a better set in the long run if I do have to lock into something in the end game. So that's kind of why we're rocking out with that. This is Iron Bambi, and we are going to slide along into our next Pokemon, the Roaring Moon. This is pig food this week. Roaring Moon has been an absolute disappointment. I'm really hoping that this different way of running him is going to help me out this week. We are Boots, Earthquake, Throat Chop, U-Turn, Roost. It sits on Chiyu. It can take overheats, Specs overheats if he's modest. It can take 2 after the drops, of course. The only really scary one is like a Specs modest Fire Blast is like really close to 2-hit KOing. But we outspeed, so we'll be able to Roost on top of it. We don't have to worry about that too much. It is Sped Crept to outspeed all base 100s. It's not going to outspeed the Lycanroc. I wanted more bulk into it, specifically for the fact of taking on the Chiyu. In terms of dealing with the Lycanroc, I think I have some good stuff in the back that can either offensively check it or just be able to pivot into it relatively easily. So yeah, so this is our Roaring Moon, the pig food. Pretty standard decks if you really think about it. Earthquake there is to blow up the Chiyu, Throat Chop to hit anything for kind of neutral. The Grimmsnarl does sit on it, but realistically we just U-turn or Roost on that thing, or just switch out if we are concerned about any kind of like T-Wave shenaniganery or anything like that. He is Prankster though, so I do have to recognize the fact that that's not going to affect me because I am a dark type, so that's super nice. And yeah, that's our pig food, the Roaring Moon. Next up on the list we have Logic, our Cryogonal, because he's icy. Ice Beam, Rapid Spin, Recover, Freeze Dry. I did not want to get Spike stacked by Quillfish. I didn't want to get T-Spike stacked by Quillfish. I didn't want to get Rock stacked by Lycanroc or Donphan or anything like that. So I knew I needed to bring Rapid Spin this week one way or the other. In terms of what it realistically offers, Ice Beaming into anything is super nice. The Freeze Dries are specifically for Quillfish. The only thing that really sits on this is like an AV Eel or the Chi-Yu. I did consider like Water Pulse or Chilling Water over Freeze Dry, but I found myself in situations where I couldn't hit the Quillfish if I came in to spin, and I really wanted to be able to force it out. D-Ray does have to respect the fact that I could be Freeze Dry, but that doesn't always lend itself to like your opponent's not always going to switch out just because they fear a move. He could absolutely EV to live like 2 Freeze Dry, you know, or a Freeze Dry into Ice Beam into Freeze Dry or whatever, a Rapid Spin into Freeze Dry and be fine, and then mess me up with a Destiny Bond set or something like that, or just hurt me really bad with Poison Jab, because as you can see, Cryogonal has no physical defense and a very low HP stat. I'm fairly confident with this though. Once again, Sped Crept to base 100, so we don't have to worry about that, and the extra bulk into special defense, just so we can take hits from the Electros a little bit easier if we do need to switch it in. So that's Logic Arc Cryogonal. Next up, we have Tico, the Zangoose, Toxic Orb, of course, Jolly, so that we can speed tie the Annihilate. It is Brick Break, Facade, Shadow Claw, Quick Attack. Now, Shadow Claw is obviously there for the Annihilate, which is really, really, really annoying. The Brick Break is there in case it is Screen Grimmsnarl, which I'm fairly confident it's going to be Screen Grimmsnarl into me, just because Screen Grimmsnarl into something like Annihilate bulk up setup can be extremely annoying to deal with. So we are Facade because it's a Zangoose. It is Toxic Boost, which gives you an extra 1.5 attack. It kind of functions like a Choice Band, which is awesome. You do take toxic damage every turn, but it's super worth it. And because we are Toxic, we double the base damage of Facade from 70 to 140. So we are firing off extremely powerful attacks. This thing nukes a Haxorus, almost picks up a full KO from full. Eel gets nuked, same thing, almost guaranteeing a KO. So I just need chip on that kind of stuff. Donphan can't take 2. Chi-Yu gets body bagged by a quick attack as long as screens aren't up. This thing can just run amok, and I'm just really excited to finally bring Zangoose this week. So fingers crossed it all works out for us. So yeah, this is Tico, our Zangoose. I would throw up a phase sign, but phase is kind of going underwater right now, so I don't know how appropriate that would be. But Tico, I love you, man. Thank you so much. That's our Zangoose. And our 5th Pokemon, shout out to one OG Albino for this set. This is Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, Spore, Leaf Storm, Eject Pack, Amoonguss this week. Now you might be thinking, Delray, why would you bring Eject Pack? Well, it is in case the Blissey hard switches into me. It is in case the Eel hard switches into me. It is in case the Annihilate hard switches into me. These are all things that I would much prefer if I was to do damage to them and just leave. And Amoonguss really doesn't have that option. It doesn't have like Baton Pass. It doesn't have U-turn. You know, no kind of initiative move. So giving an Eject Pack alongside its Regenerator is really nice. I can bring it in. It can sponge a hit from something like Haxorus, Lycanroc, an Earthquake from Donphan, Chi-Yu, sponge any hit, pivot me out into a mon that I can offensively revenge with, and then I can go from there. It's max defense, of course, because we want to take care of the Annihilate. I almost ran Clear Smog on it. Came down to the fact that I really didn't want to be in a situation where I'm only able to click Giga Drain or Clear Smog into Grimmsnarl, especially if screens are going up. I want to be able to try to bait out a poison, and I just didn't feel overly comfortable teching Clear Smog on it this week. So that is Rojogan, our Amoonguss. Very excited to be able to use this set. I'm hoping it turns out really well for us. And our 6th and final mon, I am bringing Shu the Mimikyu into D-Ray. His mascot Pokemon, I have decided, is going to beat him this week. We have Shadow Sneak, Play Rough, Shadow Claw, Swords Dance, Disguise, max attack, we're speed creep down, same kind of thing. down to the ANNIHILAPE, I believe, because I can't catch the Haxorus anyways, and I don't think he's going to be adamant Haxorus. The clear amulet is basically a staple for any team I've built this gen. I think I've had it on almost every single team so far. For better or for worse. I'm hoping this week for better. The main attraction of Clear Amulet this week is not only Intimidate Quillfish, but Parting Shot on the Grimmsnarl. Now, if you don't know what Parting Shot does, it reduces the attack and special attack of your opponent by 1, and then it switches you out. However, if they don't get hit with it, like if their stats don't get dropped or anything like that and they're prevented, the Grimmsnarl can't switch. So in a perfect world, what's going to happen is he's going to Parting Shot into me, and then fingers crossed I can fire off a Play Rough into him, obliterate him, catch him completely off guard, and we can gain momentum off of that. Swords Dance is really kind of just a filler move. It was between that or Will-O-Wisp or Destiny Bond. Just went with it. I don't really see a whole lot of stuff I'm going to be able to actually Swords Dance on. More than likely, if Blissey comes, it's going to have T-Wave. I'd rather just attack it to begin with, and I don't really want to be slowed down. Quillfish might be one of the few exceptions, but I'm going to be switching for the most part. Eel's going to kind of bother me a lot, so I don't want to take a ton of damage or lose my Disguise. Moldbreaker Haxorus is a slight concern for the Mimikyu, of course, because Disguise is ignored because of Moldbreaker's ability, which basically just ignores everybody else's abilities, which is a little annoying to me this week, but what can you do? Hoping to be able to play around it. But I'm fairly confident with the Mimikyu this week. I think it's going to be a really fun bring, and I'm actually super excited to be able to bring this team out on the field. It's kind of my first team builder, you know, it's a squad. Me versus D-Ray is at the moment a toilet bowl because neither of us have our first win yet, so really hoping to get the first win this week. I've been prepping really hard, spent probably like 4 or 5 hours just mocking on this alone, another probably 4, you know, building, just working out sets, trying different things. At one point we had a Scarf Vaporeon on here, decided against that last minute. We had Mudsdale on the team for a little bit, decided against that. Tried everything out basically to see if we can pull out a W this week. So fingers crossed we do. I really hope you guys enjoyed this kind of more laid back team builder analysis. If you'd like to see more of these, they will be going up every single Saturday for the rest of the season. And yeah, if you liked the video, please leave a like down below. If you're new to the channel, please click subscribe. And if you didn't like the video, I really don't care, because this is for those people that reached out to me, said, hey man, can I see your team builders? Really want to know your thought process. Here you go. So this is for you guys. Everybody else, go find something better to do, man. It's Saturday. Get outside, you know, throw a ball around, enjoy your weekend. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.